Hello, family members. I hope you're having a nice day today. I am going to talk to you about somewhere that you may or may not think about very much, West Virginia. Now, if you're not from West Virginia, you probably don't know too much about it, other than maybe they mine coal there or that it's all hillbillies and rednecks or something like that. People tend to get us mixed up with other places, like people want to say Deliverance is West Virginia. No. Not that it matters, it's fiction, but no. Anyway, West Virginia, home sweet home for me. Yeah, that's where I came from and where my family has been and for generations. Literally, my ancestors are buried there. And it's, to me, a very important place. But I'm kind of getting ahead of myself here. um, People kind of tend to think that West Virginia is just one way, that it's all conservatives and rednecks and good old boys, and that's certainly there's definitely a lot of that. I don't want to say there's not, but queer people, we're here too, and we've always been here. And I want to talk about that. I want to talk about what it was like to be a millennial queer growing up in West Virginia, and what the queer scene is like there to this day, because there is one. And I might even have a little suggestion for you at the end, that something that you might be able to do that would be nice for queer people in West Virginia. So let's get into it. Yes, this is West Virginia. This is Huntington. This is one of the couple of cities that we have. And yes, the food of my people, pepperoni rolls. Now, if you don't know what pepperoni rolls are, I'm sorry for you. You just probably can't get them in your state or country. So let's go back a little bit. Let's just say I was a bit of a dramatic child. Maybe it should have been obvious that I was queer back then, but I didn't get it. Well, the thing is, when you're not gay or straight, it's a little bit harder to find your identity, especially in the pre-internet days or the early internet days. But it cracks me up when I look at this picture, because I'm in the middle there, and then my two friends who are twins are beside me, and all of us are queer. And I don't know, one of us may have realized it at the time. I'm not sure. But that's a common thing for us. We had to kind of fight for our identity. Being queer in West Virginia, back in the days that I was growing up. I'll give you a little example here. These are my brothers who wanted to be skaters back in the 90s in West Virginia. And, there just wasn't any pavement, especially any pavement that was flat. And so we'd walk up to the train tracks so that they could practice grinding them, or, using the little bit of flat run up to and from. I mean, it just cracks me up when I think about that. And, you know, we started out pretty normal. And then as we got older, Daniel kind of went into his skater thing, and I became sort of this weird hippie punk hybrid. Of course, Leroy had to go back to Zimbabwe, so he kind of got to miss out on that part, I guess. Good for him. But, it was not easy to find things to express yourself or to be different in West Virginia in the 90s. I graduated class of 2000, and gosh, I remember when the mall, which the local mall was like an hour and a half away or whatever, but when that mall got a hot topic and I could go there and buy things. Like, I'm sure I got that Dickies bag at Hot Topic, and I was like probably so proud, so proud. But the thing about being queer in West Virginia, at least in early days, was it was a lot about making your own communities. We'd have to go out to existing bars and, just kind of hang out at home or things like that. You might go out and do a little bit of outdoor life, or go to one of the cities like Huntington or Charleston and see an actual show, or maybe even go up to Pittsburgh. But this is the kind of stuff that we would do. And there's the people like me that left, and then there's people like me, like my cousin here, that they never left and they'll never leave. And you know it's an interesting feeling being a West Virginian, because it's always a push and pull between wanting to be there and wanting more than what it can give you. And when I look at this picture, I moved away, and then my friend behind me, Katrina, she moved up to Morgantown, to one of those like a little more urban areas. And my friend Amaris, same thing. She's a like rock guitarist, metal guitarist, and Katrina's a drag king, and they had bigger dreams, and they kind of found ways to do that and found communities to do that within West Virginia. And I ended up deciding to come down here to Florida, which was like a wonderful choice for me for any number of reasons. But there's a lot of different ways to find your tribe when there's not a whole lot of people to begin with. And they're few and far between. And I love it there. I love visiting there. I always miss it. When I was putting all this together, I was just sitting around missing it so hard. But I don't regret moving. That song that John Denver did, that technically I think is actually about Western Virginia, but he called it West Virginia, so we're going to own it. We don't get much. um, he talks about all my memories gathered around it, and my home far away. It's a very real song for expats. People in my generation, most of us got out one way or the other. The school systems there are being degraded, and most of the people I know that work for them have left or are planning to leave. We've got the outdoors, we've got wonderful places, and all this potential, and all of he left West Virginia, I left West Virginia, they've left West Virginia. It's so common for all of us to be drained away from our home because of so much corruption and apathy. It's genuinely weird growing up in West Virginia in the United States, and yet, being completely overlooked, not feeling represented at all. We're so close to a lot of population centers, very close to Ohio and Kentucky. Pittsburgh is really close to West Virginia. I mean, all of Pennsylvania is really close to West Virginia. Maryland and DC and stuff. It's not hard for people from urban areas to get there. But this is the lifestyle we live. We're in our little bubbles in our homes. We'd have cookouts when I lived in the city. um, and get-togethers and stuff like that. And we don't get anybody coming in. We don't get tourist dollars. We don't get investment. And yeah, it's we have to leave. Like this, we wanted to go to a goth night. My friend's goth. We had to go to Pittsburgh for it. And it just, I don't know. Being queer and being from West Virginia is a challenge. It's just a challenge. So I want to take a moment to do a little call to action here. Oh, so my friend sent me this. This is something that you can do to support queer people in West Virginia. If you don't think there's a lot of trans people in West Virginia, that's wild. Like my friend and I were talking about this, and I was like, man, we knew so many trans people when we were growing up, and we just didn't realize it. And then she started listing off for me. Well, yeah, my cousin's boyfriend's uncle came out, and this person came out, and that person came out, and I'm like, yeah, my cousin's child came out as non-binary. Like it's not uncommon, and there can be it can be hard for people in West Virginia to find support. And so there's this wonderful event that's running that support Project Rainbow, which is, as far as I'm aware, the only uh, place that you can get housing services, if you're unhoused, and that specializes in queer people. And I mean, it's as you see here, it's like $5. And even if you don't feel like just giving them $5 for the $5, you get like all of this content with it, which is just like amazing. So I am gonna have the link to this down in the description. And I had something I was gonna show you that Facebook decided to get rid of. So give me just a second. There we go. I also wanted to take a moment and recognize some drag performers that I know. Now, Hunter here isn't currently based in West Virginia, but he has been in the past, and he's fantastic. Like, I love him. You definitely need to check him out. And he also shared with me some of the people that he knew. Um, that because I haven't really gotten into the queer scene in West Virginia, or the drag scene rather in West Virginia. I didn't really know much about drag until I moved to Florida and got more into the scene down here. But I love seeing it, drag kings and all of the cool performers that are actually taking the time to bring drag, their art form that they love, to West Virginia. And unless you think it's all like goths and punks like my friends and I, no, no. There's plenty of queer people in West Virginia that are, country as hell. Maybe not us, but yeah, they exist. Gotta love them. And it really centers mostly around Morgantown and Huntington, I would think. Stonewall being the biggest, I believe, drag club, and then and Morgantown has sort of a complicated drag scene that's probably not worth trying to parse right now. Just trust me. I mean, you get small little insular communities, it's gonna be complicated. So I just I hope that you take a moment to support us country queers, and you know understand that we exist, and maybe decide to give a little bit to a good cause. So have a nice day, family members. Take care of yourselves, and I'll talk to you Some other time. All right, you're right. I should probably show you a baby. Ah, gosh darn it. Not those babies. Cammy, I wasn't talking about you this time. It's my little Leslie. Mommy's princess. All right. Have a nice day, family members. Bye.